All right, so the chains here, again, remember, there's a barbell bench press, simply adding chains. Now, we're not going to Louis Simmons West Side style here. All the chains for on this, remember, our clientele, and why we're putting this in, and let's say it's a 4-week phase, they're not going to see this very long, and they're not trying to bench press double body weight. Trying to squat double body weight at least. They get the bench press double body, we'll have a separate meeting on how do you change it correctly for West Side style. Anyway, this is about a 35-pound chain. It's accommodating your resistance, so as normally the barbell is going to change in terms of the movement arm there, in terms of how heavy it gets, etc. This is actually going to build up as it raises, so it gets harder, easier normally as you do a bench press from the way up. More weight is lifted off the ground as it comes up. That's simple. So you're keeping tension, a higher amount of tension on the range of motion range. So 35 pounds here, you have smaller chains in the back. It's super freaking easy to work with this. So all you got to do is this little clip here can come on and off. For this makes it super easy. You don't have to tie this up into any stupid fashion. It's going to come off mid-set. When they're doing the set and they're not controlling the weight correctly and it slides off, you have someone getting injured, dropping the bar, and you look like an asshole because the bar just fell down on the ground. So super easy. So all you do is clip this to the chain you want to use. I would give him a warm-up set first. So say if he's working up to 225 today with the chains, I'm going to have him actually do a barbell regular bench press with 135. The first set is not with the chains. Actually, I do the bar first as normal, and then you do a relative warm-up weight 135 for 10. You already do that? Yeah. So, I'm going to still start concerned and see how he does. I have no clue how he's going to do this. So we're going to go 35-pound chain on each side. After the weight there. And then a collar. You have to put collar on this, otherwise, as soon as he gets a cockeyed on this, think, Conley is going to be fine with this, but think about our older people. If you just happen to put this on there, oh my God, it's wobbly. Bam. So, give me a set of 10 here. Yeah, all right. So, feet, butt, shoulders. Again, he knows the postural position. He knows how to stay locked in on the bench press. Go out slow. Inhale down, touch.
Low for these long arms.
Exhale, push. You're just getting a feeler set here of what it's like to have change in the bar. It's wobbly. It feels different. I'm also assessing to see how much extra weight this is going to actually use. It's not 35 plus 35 is 70. That would be 205. It's not how heavy it is right now. You have 1 to 10 on heavy? 5. All right. Let's go with 25.
I mean 9.
And you can double up, something like this, I'd actually potentially double up the chains to get heavier ones and get more of that accommodation going on versus just loading up the barbell. But this is a quick and easy way to make a dial in for one of our own. It's like pulling out of that position. Let's go 10 reps. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here's 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. Nice job. You did it. Two things to think about there. Hey, last set was a 4, right? Last set was a 4. 5. We only added a 5. We only added 50 pounds, and he barely got 10 reps. I would not steal him. I really wanted to get that last piece of that range. I could have helped him with 1 or 2. That's the whole point of these chains here. So I'm not going to let him crush it. His shoulders are locked in tight, and it was not squirming around. He just had to finish that end range. It was nice and tight and clean, so it finished the job. Perfect. However, I was going to go 225 next. I don't know that I did that. No. Maybe go 205. We're going to do one more set. 225 might be a heavy 3+ set. You want to go 205? 205 or 225?
How many?
Let's just see what happens. Do you have more than 3 reps at 225?
Like without the chains, yeah. But right.
Just throw a 10 on there. So, when you're down this, of course, there's no perfect rocket science. There's going to be a rep scheme on there. Let's say it's 12, 10, 8, 6 with failure. But that's just always your reacclimation kind of default rep scheme on something like this. To get someone truly dialed in with their 5s and all that of this is not exactly easy. So, considering you have a 4-week phase with this, and it's going to be a one and done. If you take someone through, let's say you do a band phase, a chain phase one time. Let's say you just did a 5x5. It wouldn't make sense after conversation to go the next way with bands of a 5x5. Or I'm sorry, with chains with a 5x5, you would have a better idea of what's the normal 5x5. What if I warm them up and I know their weights and I know how solid they stay dialed in. if I had to change and see how it goes. That would make sense. It's not on paper on the system, but it's something that would come together nicely. Okay, so 205. I'm thinking 4 to failure, 5 to failure.
No, I'm 7.
Nice. All right. Get an extra pound or two. Good job.
3 breaths. 3
So,
breaths.
4 plus 1.
Your train is coming. Working hard.
You don't have that tough energy.
That was dialed well. So he's someone I would definitely run with the chains with on. He's dialed in. He knows to not break down with his feet or his shoulders. That's the biggest thing. So most people be squirming around with their feet on that or their shoulders came in. So that's my biggest fear with this, with our general clientele. So next, make sure when you're done with these chains, they go back into the corner where they're supposed to go. Okay. So that